welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary and thank you for being here. In today's video, I will be talking about all the little things I do to keep myself not just busy but entertained. So all the hobbies and other things I do at home. So stay tuned if you want to keep yourself busy this year, start new hobbies, stay entertained without social media maybe or other things like that. So let's get right into it. Before we get started, I just wanted to give you a little bit more context about my day-to-day life because I believe it has an impact on your energy levels and what hobbies you can do. But I work a 9-to-5 job and I'm also a grad student. The first hobby that I have to share with you today is journaling. So I know it can be a lot, but it also can be whatever you want it to be. Journaling can feel daunting, but it really is what you make it to be. Personally, I have a day-to-day journal where I write one single line and one for goals where I can just enter some prompts. I also have a diary where I can just write whatever I feel like and make it long or short. It doesn't have to be exhausting. This applies for any hobbies. It doesn't have to be about journaling, but if it's not fun to you, don't do it and don't waste your time forcing yourself to do something just because you heard somebody say that it was fun. Definitely start small. If you prefer journals with prompts, I definitely recommend them as a starter, but really do what is fun for you. I'm personally not even that consistent with my journaling. I do it when it feels right. And sometimes I don't feel like writing much, so I have this 3,000 question journaling book with very existential questions sometimes. And it's really fun to just write one line about something that you would otherwise think for hours about. Because I definitely recommend keeping a hobby that challenges you, I started crocheting. So I'm terrible at it and it keeps me on my toes and keeps me humble, but I find it exciting that I can get better at this if I practice it, so I'm gonna keep doing my best. I'm not sure it can be considered a hobby of mine, but I've been trying to learn Japanese for the past 6 to 7 years. I've noticed that I've been more consistent with it when I stop putting too much pressure on myself and just enjoy learning for the sake of it. I do have a goal of being able to watch anime without subtitles, but that's about it. I think having a specific goal with learning a language could help make it more fun, but still, learning a language can quickly feel like studying, so I recommend changing platforms, trying different ways of learning to keep it exciting. Don't click out of the video, but yes, it's a book and the hobby is reading. I know, it can be a lot, but once you find that one book that makes you want to keep reading, you understand what's so fun about it. I really insist, do not read whatever is mainstream, but find something that you enjoy. I personally was not a reader before I found historical novels, and now I've been trying so many different things that reading is just something I enjoy and find fun. Keep trying, you might find something that you really like. Now, this is not a hobby, but I do recommend keeping track of the hobbies that you do want to invest time in. So it helps me to have dedicated days for certain things. So for some days I'll focus on Japanese, other days I'd like to read a bit more or just have more time to edit YouTube videos. So it helps when you already have a packed schedule, you have so many things to do and you feel overwhelmed, to just remember to take time for the things that you do love and that you enjoy. Now the next one is board games. It's mainly for the people who don't live alone and who actually like maybe a little bit the people they live with. So yes, there are definitely things that you can do with other people. Personally, I love board games, but I also love puzzles and other things that you can do alone. So for example, there are Legos that you can build, but also there are some card games that you can use to just reflect more about yourself, your life, where you want to be. Personally, I use the We're Not Really Strangers cards because they have a lot of very good questions that you might want to ask yourself or just write down to reflect. And I have quite a lot of them. I've collected them over the years, especially during the pandemic, and they're still useful right now, and I do love to share them with other people as well. Like if you're hosting, it's good to have a good conversation too. While the We're Not Really Strangers expansion packs, cards are really easy to play by yourself, the game itself is a bit harder because there's a whole section on connection and just understanding better another person. So while I would recommend using the expansion packs by yourself, it could be worthwhile to bring somebody else with you to play at home for the card game. Now for puzzles, I'm such a big fan of puzzles because you can do them alone or with other people, but the best thing about them is that it's a visual reminder of the quality time spent doing them. Now for a big hobby of mine, and I mean it when I say big, is gaming because it takes a lot of my free time. I wouldn't consider myself a gamer because I really only just play two games, which are Wuthering Waves and Genshin Impact, but I love it so much because I can do so many things that I can't really do in my real daily life, like build characters, make them stronger, enjoy beautiful, stunning views, and just disconnect when I feel like it. You can just log out and that's about it. So it's a guilty pleasure of mine and I play about 10 minutes a day, but my boyfriend is also a gamer, so sometimes we'll just enjoy quality time together by playing games. Now for this category, I'll just put the big label of crafts. So I love making and building things. I do love building IKEA furnitures, but I don't have any footage of it, so you just have to believe me. For this category, I include making keychains, necklaces, rings, and other things like that, as well as sewing, scrapbooking, and anything that I can just completely focus on and disconnect from my life. The next hobby is walking, precisely walking inside, because I live in Canada and the winters can be harsh and I'm not built for this all the time. So I definitely think this is the best thing I've ever got myself. It's a walking pad and you just have to turn it on and you're walking. So I sometimes use it while watching TV shows and I'm just comfortable inside walking or running. And as you can see, I'm definitely using it. Can you see how dirty this thing is? But I don't mind it because I think it's the best purchase of my 20s. Now for the people who want to save money but also enjoy hobbies at home, I definitely recommend DIY nails. So when you make it a whole self-care moment with a face mask, eye patch gels, and your nice little coffee like I am currently, I think it makes the whole thing a little bit more special and it's fun. I'm currently watching a show, I'm enjoying my time, I have my Pinterest nail inspo in front of me and I'm just making the nails that I feel like without paying too much for it. And yeah, it lasts maybe a little bit less, but also you can change them up as often as you want if you have the color that you want and that you have nails for it. Literally, sky's the limit. You can do whatever you want with DIY nails. Our last hobby is pretty self-explanatory, but it's baking. I do love cooking as well, but baking has a special place in my heart because I have a strong sweet tooth and I couldn't just buy every single dessert I wanted, so I started making them at home and it also made it a bit healthier for me, so I just love it altogether. To end this video, here's a little footage of my boyfriend and I struggling to make the flower Legos, but I just wanted to say that hobbies are essentially just whatever you want and you feel like you're spending quality time doing it. If you're genuinely enjoying something regularly, then let's call it a hobby. This is just about enjoying your life as much as you can, so don't let anybody tell you what is right or wrong about hobbies. Thank you for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!